Welcome to Interesting History. Please like, subscribe, and comment below for more interesting history. The early origins. Cebu's early origins reveal a thriving community long before the arrival of European colonizers. Archaeological evidence shows that the island was a bustling trade hub, engaging actively with neighboring regions including China, India, and other parts of Southeast Asia. This extensive trade network facilitated the exchange of not only goods but also ideas and technologies, contributing to the island's early development. The indigenous people of Cebu were skilled fishermen and farmers. Their expertise in these areas allowed them to sustain a growing population and develop a complex society. These early inhabitants lived in well-organized settlements that featured social hierarchies and political systems. They worshipped a variety of deities, practiced animism, and had their own rituals and ceremonies. These practices were passed down through generations, creating a rich tapestry of traditions that would later merge with foreign influences. Early Cebu was not just about commerce and agriculture. It was also a cultural melting pot. The island's strategic location made it a crossroads for various civilizations. Traders brought with them not just goods, but also stories, beliefs, and customs from their homelands. This constant interaction with different cultures enriched Cebu's own traditions, making it a unique blend of local and foreign elements. The physical remnants of Cebu's early history include tools, pottery, and other artifacts unearthed by archaeologists. These items provide valuable insights into the daily lives of its early inhabitants. For instance, finely crafted pottery and intricate jewelry suggest a high level of craftsmanship and artistic expression. Such artifacts indicate that early Cebuanos were not just practical in their pursuits, but also valued beauty and artistry. Political structures in early Cebu were organized around chieftaincies. These leaders held both political and spiritual authority, guiding their communities in matters of governance and religious practices. The role of the chieftain was crucial in maintaining order and harmony within the settlements. They were also responsible for establishing alliances and trade agreements with neighboring regions, further cementing Cebu's status as a vital trade center. Early Cebu was a community that valued knowledge and skill. Education was informal but deeply rooted in daily life. Young members of the society learned essential skills and cultural practices through observation and participation. This method of knowledge transfer ensured that crucial survival skills and cultural practices were preserved and adapted over time. In summary, Cebu's early history is a testament to its resilience, adaptability, and strategic importance in the region. The island's early inhabitants laid a strong foundation, allowing Cebu to evolve and adapt through various historical phases while maintaining a unique cultural identity. The Spanish Era. The Spanish era marked a dramatic shift in the history of Cebu. When Ferdinand Magellan arrived in 1521, he brought with him the Spanish flag and the intent to spread Christianity. His arrival introduced Cebu to European colonization, setting the stage for a prolonged period of Spanish influence. The subsequent defeat of local chieftains led to the establishment of Spanish rule, which would last for more than 3 centuries. Spanish colonizers wasted no time in implementing their systems of governance and religion. Catholicism was vigorously promoted, and churches began to sprout up across the island. The construction of these religious structures not only altered the physical landscape, but also the spiritual life of the Cebuanos. The Santo Niño de Cebu, a statue of the infant Jesus given by Magellan, became a significant religious icon and remains a revered artifact to this day. Beyond religion, the Spanish introduced new social and economic structures. The encomienda system was put in place, which allocated land and indigenous labor to Spanish encomenderos. This system aimed to benefit both the colonizers and the locals by supposedly providing protection and religious education in return for labor and tribute. However, it often resulted in exploitation and discontent among the local populace. Spanish colonial policies also had a lasting impact on education and language. Spanish was introduced as the language of administration, education, and religion, creating a linguistic shift that influenced the local dialects. Schools were established, and formal education became more widespread, although it was primarily accessible to the elite. Economic activities in Cebu saw significant changes under Spanish rule. The island continued to be a crucial trade hub, but the focus shifted to meet the demands of the Spanish Empire. The galleon trade, which connected Manila to Acapulco, Mexico, had a considerable influence on Cebu's economy. Local products, such as textiles and agricultural goods, were traded for Spanish silver and other imported items, integrating Cebu into the global trade network of the time. Urban development accelerated as Spanish architectural styles began to dominate the landscape. Fort San Pedro, a military defense structure built by the Spanish, stands as a testament to the colonial era's influence on Cebu's urban fabric. Streets and buildings were laid out in a grid pattern typical of Spanish colonial towns, a layout that can still be seen in Cebu's historical districts. The Spanish era left an indelible mark on Cebu's culture, governance, and society. The integration of Spanish customs, religious practices, and administrative systems transformed Cebu, setting it on a new path that would influence its future development and cultural identity. The influence of Spanish culture and religion on Cebu. Spanish culture and religion significantly transformed Cebu, creating a distinct Cebuano identity. The arrival of Catholicism reshaped many aspects of daily life, from religious practices to social norms. Churches quickly became central to community life, serving not only as places of worship, but also as hubs for social gatherings and community events. The architecture of these religious structures, with their grand facades and intricate designs, introduced European styles that were previously unseen in the region. One of the most lasting impacts was on the island's festivals and celebrations. Events like the Sinulog Festival, which honors the Santo Niño de Cebu, blend indigenous traditions with Catholic elements, creating a vibrant cultural tapestry. These celebrations, deeply rooted in Spanish religious practices, have become integral to Cebu's identity, attracting both locals and tourists. Language was another area heavily influenced by Spanish rule. While Spanish never fully replaced the native Cebuano language, many Spanish words and expressions became embedded in everyday vocabulary. This linguistic integration can be seen in Cebuano's numerous loanwords from Spanish, affecting everything from casual conversation to legal and religious terminology. Education during the Spanish era saw a significant overhaul. Spanish friars established schools that provided religious and formal education, primarily to the elite. This laid the foundation for the educational system in Cebu, promoting literacy and learning among the population. The emphasis on education extended to various fields, including agriculture, arts, and sciences, contributing to Cebu's intellectual and cultural development. The arts also flourished under Spanish influence. Cebu saw the introduction of European painting, sculpture, and music. Religious themes dominated the artistic landscape, with many local artists creating works that adorned churches and public buildings. Spanish melodies and instruments became integrated into Cebuano music, enriching the local artistic scene. Cebu's social structure underwent changes as well. The Spanish introduced new social hierarchies that often aligned with their colonial governance. Land ownership, previously based on communal systems, shifted toward individual holdings under the encomienda system. This created new dynamics in social and economic relationships on the island. Overall, the Spanish era left a profound and lasting imprint on Cebu. The blending of Spanish and native traditions created a unique cultural identity that continues to be celebrated and recognized today. From architecture and language to festivals and social norms, the influence of Spanish culture and religion remains evident in Cebu's contemporary life. The transition to American governance following the Treaty of Paris in 1898 marked another significant chapter in Cebu's history. The new administration aimed to modernize the island, focusing on infrastructure, education, and public health. Under American rule, Cebu experienced substantial urban development. Roads, bridges, and public buildings were constructed, enhancing connectivity and accessibility. The establishment of a more organized public transportation system facilitated easier movement of goods and people, stimulating economic growth. Education saw a significant transformation during this period. The Americans established public schools, introducing an educational system that emphasized English language instruction and a more standardized curriculum. This shift not only improved literacy rates but also integrated Cebu into a broader educational framework, setting the stage for future advancements. Healthcare also received considerable attention. American authorities introduced modern medical practices and built hospitals, significantly improving public health. Initiatives to combat diseases such as cholera and smallpox were implemented, leading to better overall health conditions for the population. Economically, Cebu thrived under American rule. The island's strategic location continued to make it a vital trade hub. New industries emerged and existing ones were expanded, diversifying the local economy. The introduction of new agricultural techniques and equipment boosted productivity, while improved infrastructure supported increased commercial activities. Cebu's social landscape also evolved. The American influence brought about changes in social norms and practices, blending local traditions with new cultural elements. The legal system was overhauled to align more closely with American jurisprudence, introducing new laws and judicial processes. The impact of American rule on Cebu was multifaceted, touching various aspects of daily life and governance. The emphasis on modernization and education laid a solid foundation for future growth, while improvements in infrastructure and healthcare enhanced the quality of life for many Cebuanos. These developments helped shape Cebu into a dynamic and progressive region, well prepared to navigate the complexities of the 20th century and beyond. Overall, the American era was a period of significant transformation for Cebu, setting the island on a path of modernization and progress that continues to influence its development today. This channel is made possible by sponsors and viewers like you. For sponsorship opportunities, please contact IH Business at interestinghistory.net.